thinking about calling me crazy, because I have a disclaimer for that. All right. In the last video, I talked a little bit about some basic things that I have been told or led to believe. The first thing is how gang stalkers see us. Nothing is sacred. Anything that is sacred to a target, understand, when the gang stalker looks at you, they don't see it as sacred. That's actually part of our life. Nothing sacred. Not our children, pets, material goods, family, friends, nothing. Nothing sacred. And I've actually been told, this came up, that the gang stalkers will take an attitude like, well, it's nothing personal, it's just business. It is personal. You don't have to believe their delusions. It is very personal. If you attack a mother's child, it's personal. Another thing is trust nobody. Literally, trust nobody. And nothing is ever what it seems. Okay, so you might find yourself in a situation, and in this situation you see the number 1 and then plus number 1, and you think, well, obviously it's 2. It might not be 2. It could be 3, right? You don't know. I've had people in my life that were in my life some years ago that were very aggressive, and I thought they were very negative. Come to find out, the negative people were the ones that had my back, and the ones that were smiling and wanting to be my best friend were my enemies. You literally can't trust anybody. And then nothing's sacred. As far as they're concerned, it's just business. Okay? The thing is, and this is what really about the targeting program, and it's the only thing that can and will and needs to be recognized and learned. It's the only important thing, is that these people that are gang stalking us and that are sabotaging us would not feel the same way about it if it was being done to them instead of by them. And that is everything. Okay? So I talked in the last video about a little bit, something that I've been told is that throughout my life, this started from the time I was a baby, and throughout my life, it was like, they call it, it was written in my book of life. That's what they call it. So it's been wrote, right? Like they romanticize it. And when there's nothing good about it. So, that nothing ever works out for me. So I don't know if you're a target like me, if you can relate to that. I was very wordy in the last video. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet to make it more entertaining and more engaging for somebody to watch. But so it was starting from, when I'm 5 years old and I have a plan to lay out my shoes, there would be somebody come behind me and hide my shoes from me so that my plans didn't work out. Another thing was like sports, right? So they were in my head keeping me from being good at the sports I wanted to play. I was also acclimated to play music. I was actually really talented at playing music. I had a music teacher tell me that I had, that certain aspects of my piano playing showed the most talent that she had ever seen, but that I wouldn't do the work and I couldn't study and I wouldn't do anything, so that it was kind of a waste, to the point where she was like, I'm not even going to try to teach you anymore. They convinced me when I was younger, they told me that I had ADD, and that was the reason that I could never study. I didn't have ADD. I had a passion for playing the piano so that it wouldn't work out for me. So that meant it couldn't work out for me. I also was a soccer player. One thing that they did with me as a soccer player is they... Uh-oh, here comes a fire truck. It's going to be loud. Hold on. Gang stalking fire trucks. I'm kidding. Okay, so fucking gang stalking fire trucks. Why did I say it with a country accent too? That's funny. Anyway, when I would play soccer, I was always one of the worst players on the team. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much extra practice I put in, I was always one of the worst players on the team. Well, there was one season, literally just one season, I went to play, and they put me on a different team than I was usually on. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was one of the star players on the team. And it just happened for one season. And then I got put back with my regular team, and bam, I sucked again. And I feel like they did that on purpose so that they could show me as an adult how a telepathic parent, I guess, maybe, they've led me to believe that it is my parents, but remember, 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2, so I don't know who it was. But that it was somebody in your mind telepathically, they can make you really good or really bad at something. It's kind of amazing, because that year that I did really good at soccer, every pass I made was perfect. Every time I kicked the ball, it went exactly where I wanted. Nothing was ever too hard, ever too soft. And then the next season, I just lost my skills. Now, that being said, I think that was just to show me exactly how much control they can have. It's insane, like, when you think about it, that they could control that much. Like, not just me, the ball. Like, how did they get into my head and know how to make me kick the ball so that it went perfectly in front of the goal? Whereas other times they would have me, especially in high school, if the ball got moved forward, like got kicked towards me, I'd almost run away from it. And I never understood, especially in high school. I just remember being like, God, like, why am I like this? It's not even, I just can't seem to get over whatever this is inside of me that's making me run away from the ball. Well, yeah, I had no idea it was going to be a telepathic psychopath, and that was going to be the answer. So, now that being said, there were parts of my childhood, after I made the first video, gang stalkers started coming up to me, and they would use mind control to get in my head to make me feel guilty about coming out and posting these videos. And so this, I guess, is another part of a disclaimer. I don't know for sure whether or not it was my parents that did these things, but it damn sure looks like it. It looks like it was my mom and possibly her side of the family. My mom has told me telepathically before, well, Ellen, you were just called on to make a sacrifice, and I believe in this program so much that I even gave my own child to it. So I don't know for sure that if it was them or if it was possibly they handed me over to somebody and that they themselves were manipulated, and this shit's huge. So what would happen if they tried to go back on it now? Like, I don't really know, you know, but, or I don't know, you know, I had mentioned in it that, you know, throughout my childhood, I don't remember very much of my mom talking. She was always screaming. It was always a volatile home environment. But I guess this is my disclaimer. It wasn't always, right? Because there were good things in my life too. Now, here's the thing. If I sit here and make videos about being really little and the magic of Christmas and knowing Santa Claus was coming, then that's not really stuff that's conducive to giving information about the targeting. The things that I'm going to be focusing are not good. And because the good things aren't important, you know, the soccer tournaments, traveling, that family vacation, you know, Christmas, whatever it was, that ended up being good. I just thought of another one. About things not working out was like things like I could never get no matter how hard I tried, I would never be able to get a Halloween costume that I wanted, you know. I remember, like, no matter what, every single year for Halloween I was a clown. All I wanted to be was a vampire. And it wouldn't matter if I had me, like, a little job and I was trying to save money, the money would get, you know, whatever it was. I just kind of went off track there, and that wasn't exactly correct. Anyway, I'm not going to backtrack, but it would literally be just about anything, you know.